Welcome back to The Standpoint, and our talking point for today is the Rivers State APC leadership tussle. The development came, of course, 2 months after some chieftains of the party, loyal to former Minister of Transportation Rotimi Amici and led by state governorship candidate Tony Cole, lamented that, of course, the current president, Bola Tinubu, has subtly sacrificed them for the Minister of Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, and his loyalists. The NWC, in a statement, resolved that Rivers APC should be dissolved and a caretaker committee put in place. And the committee have Tony Okocha as chairman and, of course, Eric Nwabani as secretary. These are talking points, but there are two factions in Rivers State for now. And joining me on the show today to talk about this is a caretaker chairman that was just inaugurated yesterday, Tony Okocha. And he joins me live from Rivers State. Good day to have you on the show.
Thank you so very much for having me.
Okay, let's start with some of the things that is, of course, happening in your party in Rivers State. There's been so much crisis that has rocked your party in Rivers State. Looking at the history of what happened back when APC merged in 2013, back to when the election held in 2015, and there was supposed to be a governor that could emerge from your party in 2015. But of course, the crisis keeps deepening and deepening. In 2019, nothing happened. Now in 2023, the NWC saw this through that, okay, the crisis in Rivers State is getting deep and deep. So there needs to be a caretaker committee to be put in place. And you are the chairman of that caretaker committee. Take us through the step-by-step what led to this particular decision. Hello, Mr. Tony, can you hear me? Okay, so I think we're having issues with Mr. Tony, but like I said, the challenge with APC Rivers has to be traced back to the roots when in 2015, the former Minister of Transportation, of course, moved to the other side of the divide, coming to APC. And of course, the current Minister of FCT was in PDP and still in PDP. So there was already a divide in that particular state in 2015. 2015, APC was not able to win in Rivers State. 2019, the same thing happened. And of course, in 2023, the same thing happened. Now, in the wisdom of the NWC, they thought it through that it will be wise that they have a caretaker committee in Rivers State. But one thing is very sure. There are two opposing sides in Rivers State as we speak now. One for and one against. But what would be the fate of these two opposing sides is what we're going to discuss on the show today. And I have the two opposing sides. But first, Tony Okocha, who's, of course, the caretaker committee chairman, will be the one to speak to us first. Then we'll later have on the show Darlington Nwaju, of course, who is the spokesperson for Rivers State APC, who is also going to talk to us about the issues that are happening in Rivers State. If we have Mr. Tony back, I would like to know, Mr. Tony, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
Okay, thank you. So I was saying that, take us through some of the things that happened in your party that made the NWC made this decision on Wednesday, and you were finally inaugurated as the chairman, caretaker committee on Friday.
Okay, thanks for having me. Let me begin by saying that it is not a time for buck passing. It's not a time to begin to cast aspersions. It's not a time to begin to indulge in blame games. Our party, the All Progressive Congress, was born here in Rivers State in 2014. And when we moved from the PDP, that's why we say that APC was the chip of the old block. We moved from the PDP to the APC in 2014 and moved, in fact, with all our structures, the states, local governments, and at the world levels. And we were very, very strong, very formidable as a political party. Of course, we were in government in 2000 for 8 years. Okay, so moving the structure from the PDP, where we held sway, made of us, signals the fact that we are stronger. Okay, so that was how we began. But the crisis began to creep in immediately after the decision as to who was going to be the flag bearer of the party for the governorship of Rivers State. That was how our trouble began. Because some people felt that the process was so private and so personal, it was not conductive. It was not a thing that was done by the collective, that it was done at an individual's whims and caprices. Started. That was how it started until, well, we went to that election in 2015, almost divided. And of course, we got the shots. When you have a divided house, somewhat, the enemies would necessarily come in and take, what belongs to you. So that's how our problem started. We lost that election and then continued. We were believing that having lost an election and as a party, that we have also done what they call the post-mortem, that is, after election, we would have asked ourselves, where did we go wrong and how did it happen? In course of doing that, we also found ourselves lumped into a lot more problems. Okay, and that problem, divided the party the more. You will recall that APC Rivers State was, at the point, the most talked about chapter of APC in Nigeria, because we were into very lengthy litigations, and we got into legalese that transported and back and forth. Okay, so it got to the point that in 2019, because of our own, our own making, we couldn't feed candidates for elections. Okay, so what are we talking about here? A political party loses its taste if it is not able to field candidates for election. If the political party is unable to contest election, win election, and hold the powers of government. So in 2019, from 2015 to 2019, we started seeing all of these troubles coming in. And it has still not, okay, it got to a head as we speak. A party as formidable as APC, we don't have any 319 local governments in the states. We don't have a candidate, a member of our party, APC extraction, who is just even a councillor that was in Rivers State. We should have even talk about the government areas where we don't even have any person as APC member who is chairman of any local government area. The House of Assembly elections, we have 32 House of Assembly seats in Rivers State. APC has 0 out of 32, and so forth and so forth. So what is important to note here, just like you said as an intro, is the fact that APC, that was a political party, metamorphosed to a social club. We were just good at attending social gatherings, such as birthdays, traditional marriages, and no solution. And I think that is what the party at the national has done. What is the solution to, making Rivers State APC robust again and come back to the winning ways, or to the parts where elections will be contested by the candidates of the party and won, concluded in 2023 election? It was also a very woeful and abysmal outing for the party. So there was need for us to harness all the interests. Of course, recently inundated the party secretariat with visitations and delegations coming from different factions and groups. Okay, APC was cut into almost 5 camps in Rivers State. But what the beauty of what has happened yesterday is the fact that there is a coalition of all the groups, all the interests into one umbrella. Because at the points we visited with the national Excos of our party, our chairman kept telling us a thing, that his interest was to ensure that our party was strong enough to be able to contest or go into contestations in election. And because of all of this, he said, well, that we should not heat up the system that they were going to do a thing. So what you saw yesterday, or what Nigerians saw yesterday, was the response to all the issues that were raised and all the concerns that were raised, and the need for the party, again, to be robust in the state. So that's what the national chairman and the national committee did.
All right, let me chip in this. You talked about that the different factions have come together to form this alliance, and you people went to the National Working Committee of the party to make complaints, and as a result of that, that was what we saw yesterday. But let me take you back. After each elections, 2015, 2019, and 2023, let's even leave 2023. After 2015 election, 2019 elections, the post-mortem that APC did in Rivers State. So there was no concrete decision to field a formidable candidate for those elections, majorly for the 2023 election.
You recall that I said that I don't want to dwell on the past, because we are in an era of, that's a new dawn, so that nobody takes offense. But if we must say the truth, and if the Nigerians know about APC in Rivers State, is the fact that we used to have the approach of a one-man team, a seeming one-man team, a know all and do all. Somebody trying to force his whims and caprices on the people, sole administratorship. That was what we had. And of course, that is the reason why people had gone into litigations almost endless in Rivers State. Politics is about interest. The moment your interest is injured, the moment somebody touches your bile in a manner that is just not acceptable, you will say no, particularly in politics. So that's why you will see people go to the courts to see how to ventilate their opinion, see how to ventilate their rights. So the post-mortem that we had, instead of solving the initial problems, compounded the problem. So the point that some leaders will say, look,
Mr. Tony, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I think we had a bit of network. I need you to repeat what you said anytime you have the postmortem. What you said, some leaders will say what exactly?
Yes, I said the postmortem, which of course was supposed to be an analysis of what happened, what transpired before, so that at least there's a situation where you see how to make amends. Instead of curing the problems, the issues, compounded it the more, because certain individuals too, who are the leadership, still felt that the party belonged to them, and that it was their whims and caprices that will prevail. Okay, so at that point, the party was torn apart. Okay, and then like I was saying to you that it was a case of the center no longer holding. Okay, so people went in different camps. We lost our best hands, some of our best hands, because of certain persons' idiosyncrasies, certain other persons' interest being pushed across against the interest of the rest of the others. So that's what happened in APC in Rivers State.
Okay.
So our party was depleting, our party was decapitating, in droves.
Okay.
And the Nationals saw it.
Mr. Tony, I also want to chip this in. When you say your party was, defeated, the house was not in order, do you think that this decision that has been taken, because some persons in your party in Rivers State has also said this is not the right decision to make at this particular point in time. You know, some persons have also accused someone like you that you are hobnobbing. Well, the current Minister of FCT, that's why the position was just given to you. So I need you to help me clear those parts.
Well, that one is defeatist, if you ask me. The Honorable Minister of Federal Capital Territory is not a member of the All Progressives Congress. He's a staunch and founding member of the People's Democratic Party. And he has said this for the often time that he's not in a hurry to leave the PDP for any party whatsoever. And so he has no business, he has no rights in enforcing anything in the APC. When people say you hobnob with this and that, well, to the extent of what we did that helped us win election in Rivers State for the APC, one can say yes, because in politics, what is important is how much you can lobby people to come to your side and ensure that at least to help you win election. From 1919 that this democracy started, Rivers State has been franchised to the PDP. PDP had won back-to-back presidential and governorship in Rivers State. Okay? And that for 2023, APC won presidential election, in spite of the fact that APC had lost 32 seats for the House of Assembly. APC had lost 14 seats in the House of Representatives. APC had lost 3 seats of the Senate. APC had lost the governorship of the Senate, but won in the presidential election. Would have told you or told anybody, any right-thinking person, that there were other things that happened that were beyond the immediate eyes. And so I was at the epicenter of it when certain individuals decided to reject the presidential candidate of our party. Some of us said, well, we are party members. We are not willing at all to throw in the towel. So we fought. And at the point that we needed other people to come to support us to win this election, we made those moves. So for anybody to talk about hobnobbing and no hobnobbing, that is person's cup of tea. What is important to me and to some of us who are ardent supporters of the presidential candidate of our party and the APC, rightly thinking, is the fact that we had won election, and the way you win election is the fact that it's about number. Okay, it is the more the merrier. So at that point, yes, we had a lot of conversations, we had a lot of meetings with certain persons that we feel that coming to join us will win the election. So that is what it is. The Honorable Minister has no hand. He's not a member of the party. And I want to say again, he's not a member of the APC. Whether he comes in tomorrow, I do not know. But as we speak, he's a staunch member of the People's Democratic Party.
Okay, Mr. Tony, some persons have also said that, trying to get the larger percent of, during the presidential election, trying to make other parties, align with you for the president to emerge in Rivers State. Does that also mean that you sacrifice it at the expense of your political structure in the state?
What structure are we talking about? An dysfunctional structure? What are we talking about? What structure are we talking about right now? We're saying that the party has gone comatose in Rivers State. There is nothing working here. What is a political party when you are not able to, sometimes you are not able to feed candidates for election? So what is a political party about? When you can't feed individuals of your party for elections, okay? Or even when you try, it's just about, okay, let's just go and try our luck. It's not that there are possibilities of winning election. So our party was in ICU. We are trying to see how we can get it out of the ICU and give it some oxygen and give it some energy so that the party will move. If you ask any genuine APC member in Rivers State, they will tell you that there is a pain in the hearts of members of the APC that they don't have one councillor out of 319 councillors that we have in Rivers State. As lowly as councillorship, we don't have one person. So how do you count yourself a member of a political party? Are we in politics to clap hands for any other person else? Okay, so when you talk about sacrificing structure, what is the structure? I said the structure that is in existence is also problematic. Are you not aware that a faction of the party of the state working committee also went to court and got an order of court that suspended the party chairman, the elected party chairman, and the legal advisor of the party. And that matter is still out there in the public domain. What does that say to you? Is the fact that the party is almost gone. That will let delegations to the National Secretariat, 3 groups, laying claims to the authenticity of, the ownership, or rather, belongation of the APC in Rivers State, should also tell us that there was fire on the mountain. So I don't know about structure that anybody is talking about that is solid, that anybody can rely upon. Who is the chairman of the party? Is still in contention. Who was the chairman of the party, rather, was in contention. At some point, Emeka Beke says he's chairman. At the other point, Honorable Omiete Perebo says he's chairman of the party. So if you are the leadership of the party at the national level, would you sit down and start, or rather sit akimbo and watch the party, drift into abysmal oblivion? The answer will be no.
Oh, okay, so while asking you this question, you said there's fire on the mountain. Do you see fire on the mountain at this time? Because as it looks now, some factions in your party in Rivers State have also said that the national chairman, Abdullahi Ganduje, should not go ahead with the caretaker committee that want to be set up. So that leaves the party in comatose in Rivers State. So there are 2 factions now. Now you are the caretaker committee. How do you want to solve that?
The days of factions in APC are over. I've told you that what we have in the 7-member committee is a coalition of all the interests, the hitherto interests. I've told you that we have had about 3 camps. And what we have in the 7-member ESCO is a coalition, that is an amalgam of all the interests, all the tendencies that are there. So if your group is part of what is happening, that the party on their own, I didn't lobby, I didn't even know about it. I'm a very busy person, even though I love my party. I didn't lobby, I didn't talk to anybody that I wanted to be whatever in the party, for crying out loud. Nobody would say that they have even seen me purchase a form or whatever, that I want to be a member of the ESCO of the political party. We are on a salvage mission. How do we salvage the party? That's what it is right now. So for anybody to say to you or imagine that there are civil factions, no. But of course, it's natural. Some persons will feel angry. Some persons will feel undone. But don't worry. I'll go to them one by each. The party has given us directives. The party has given us charges that we should try to see how we can make the party a robust party again in Rivers State. And to do that, we'll engage with stakeholders, opinion leaders, leaders of the party, including ordinary members of the party, and beg them that there was need for us to hem together as a political party so that we're able to win the election. I don't know whether anybody is in this politics because you just want to be in politics, and at the end of every political dispensation, you begin to clap hand for somebody else. You see that even if you are feeded into election, you don't even have scored votes that will make you win election. So what will your supporters do? Everything about politics, like I said to you again, is about interests. So we don't want to be in the fringes. We don't want to be a party in the fringes. APC is in the leadership of this country. And the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, even though he's not the president of a political party, he's the president of Nigeria, of course, candidated under a political party. That political party cannot be sprung to in the state as very important, as crucial as Rivers State. I'm sure you know that because of our maneuverability, we were able to win election for the APC and the presidential candidate. Rivers State stands tall as the only state where APC and the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, who is now the president of Nigeria, won election in the whole of the South-South and the Southeast, 11 states put together. It was only in Rivers State that Tinubu won election squarely. All right, so we want to perpetuate that at the national level. We want to also make sure that at the local level, at the state level here, APC will produce the next governor of Rivers State in 2023, or rather 2027 is our goal. That at the end of every election season, we should now go back and count our joy, Okay, count our blessings, not to go and begin to count our losses. So that's where we are.
Okay, we'll see how that pans out, whether you're going to hobnob again for 2027, if indeed the president wants to contest for 2027. Whether,
The whole thing about politics, the whole thing about politics, my brother, is not about. I don't want us to use the word hobnobbing. Well, if you mean hobnobbing in a positive aspect, I don't care, because the whole thing about politics is about wooing people, to come to your side, join you. You go to get people, woo people to a party, woo people to get involved in your own interests, and it's what you win election. If you use the word hobnobbing, at that point, I will agree. But if hobnobbing means that you are sycophanting, you are surrogating, you are on the other side, whilst you're on this side, completely, it is a no-no.
okay, but you understand the hobnobbing I'm talking about in political space. Thank you very much. The Caretaker Committee
Oh, very well.
for Rivers State,
I see the
Tony
hobnobbing on
Okota.
the political aspect. I mean, the front.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's the chairman, Caretaker Committee for APC in Rivers State. The conversation still continues.